the best marketers, the best salespeople, the best capital raisers. This business comes down to one thing: solving problems, right? If you can solve the problems that people have and you can put that out there in the form of content, then you can win. Welcome to the Real Estate CEO Mastermind. We do this every single week to help you as an investor really grow and scale your real estate portfolio, bringing in some of the top CEOs in the country, learning from them, and then just also sharing best practices, tips that I'm learning myself as I'm implementing growing my business, as well as the community that I lead. So Kingdom Real Estate Investors is our mastermind. We serve faith-based operators all over the country. We have about 30 members. And so learning from them, the things that they're doing, and really bringing and sharing that with you every single week. And why do we do this? Because we want your trust. We want to build relationships with you. We want to learn together. We want to joint venture and do deals. My company is opening to joint ventures, bringing capital, bringing deals, bringing resources to the table. So this is a true mastermind for us to get to know each other, for you to bring your ideas, to bring you up on stage and share best practices. And so interact with me in the chat. Raise your hand if you have questions. Give me some of your stuff in the chat. I'll bring you up on stage. I'll introduce you. Would love to get to know you. I'd love to put you in front of our people. So as we do this today, I say be engaged. Talk with me. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. That way we can learn from one another and really grow together. So Sam says he wants a shirt. We'll see, Sam. We'll see. I'm just kidding. I'll get you a shirt, my man. All right, so today we're talking about flow. And one of the reasons I want to talk about flow, guys, we're kind of doing this over the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about flow this week. We're going to talk about conversion next week, and we're going to talk about retention, because if you were here last week, you saw the cycle that I talk about. The circle is, this is not a horizontal relationship with your investors. Like it's not I shouldn't say horizontal, it's not a linear relationship with your investors. Okay, sales is not a linear is not a linear, what am I saying? Process. It's a circular process. It's constantly about bringing in new flow, converting that flow to opt in, to do business with you, to say yes ultimately, and then retaining or keeping them. And then again, that cycle continues, right? So, I mean, you know this, like in the sense of if you bring in an investor today and you don't do a deal for 6 months, or you don't send them an email for 6 months, what happens to that investor? Someone type in the chat. So if I bring them in 6 months ago and I've not communicated with them, they've not opted into any of my videos, any of my content, and then I send a deal to them 6 months later, what happens? Yeah, I lost a lot of money, Gary, in 2020, man. I lost a lot of money in 2020 because we didn't do any deals. I was growing my investor base, growing my email list, and very few of them have ever done any business with me because I didn't stay top of mind. I didn't have any opportunities for them. So you want to know why we started Kingdom REI, why we do this mastermind, right? Is a big reason is I want to build relationships with folks like you. That way we can serve our investors better. Together we can grow and collaborate. I love this business because it's a collaboration business and we can really work and do deals together. And so that's why we're here. And so today we're talking about all about the flow. I want to fix flow. And like I said, these are things I haven't shared. So today, if you're taking notes, I want to cover kind of what we do as a company from a content creation standpoint to get eyes on you and your company. You have to fix the eyeball problem. And if they don't know you, right, they can't flow you. If you're not out there saying, I do real estate, I do investing, I help you invest your money, then people don't know to reach out to you. Okay, and so I've talked with a lot of folks in our community. Hey, Cheryl, make sure we create that. You put in the hyperlink, so make sure you add like the www so they can click on it at thekingdomrei.com/workshop. Anyways, if you don't rate, if you're not raising your hand, they can't raise their hand. Now, I've chatted with some of you who are saying, hey, Ellis, I don't really want to be all out there like you. Like I see you're really, you're really promoting a lot. just because of who I am, I don't necessarily want to be out there that publicly. Maybe you're in a sector or another job and you can't promote yourself in that way. That's okay. All right. I'm not saying you have to go out there and be the next Grant Cardone or what I do. But here's what I'm saying. You do and should. Today can still help you, because the best marketers are doing what? The best marketers, the best salespeople, the best capital raisers. This business comes down to one thing: solving problems, right? If you can solve the problems that people have and you can put that out there in the form of content, then you can win, as long as you get it out there to enough people. And so even if you don't want to be a big promoter, my point is you got to get really good at solving the people that you want to serve's problems. And so even if it's just creating some micro content, some content strategies to put that in front of people you already know or people you interact with on a daily basis, this is what I want to show you today and figuring out how to do that. And the first thing, if you were here last week, and seriously, if you were here last week and you did this, I want to highlight you. I really want to highlight you today, because the homework was, who would go spend 10 minutes this week or maybe half an hour and call some investors and go through this. What is your biggest fear? What's your biggest frustration? What do you really want? So this is something that, from a marketing standpoint, I'm going to get into some content stuff today too, but this is where it all starts. Because if you can add this into your investor onboarding process, or you figure out the answers to these questions for your investors, then dude, I'm telling you, you've set yourself apart. Because the best marketers are answering the problems that people already have in their mind, right? And so what is your biggest fear regarding your current situation, right? I know I have a lot of investors who just are scared of the stock market's volatility, right? That's a fear for them. But what's behind that? Well, they don't, they don't want their retirement to get cut in half, right? There's things behind that. Why? Because they're scared something's going to happen to them and their family won't have enough money, right? What's your biggest frustration with this? Why are you frustrated with the stock market? Why are you frustrated with not having enough passive cash flow, right? What's your frustration? You work too hard and spend too much time on your own family. Whatever it is, right? I pay too much in taxes. If you could wave a magic wand, what do you really want out of an investment? What do you want? You want the cash flow? I think I shared this. You know why I made this shirt? Equity is the future. Just so you guys know, equity is the future. What's everyone talk about when they talk about real estate? Everyone's on this hashtag what? Someone put in the chat. Hear it all the time. Why invest in real estate? Number one reason. What is it? You see Grant Cardone talking about it all the time. Quick profit, yes, but more so than that. Cash flow. There it is. Cash flow, baby. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. Guess what? It's equity. You know why? You know why I made this shirt? It's because I've talked to a dozen of my investors over the last 2 months, and guess what they really want? Legacy. They want equity. A lot of my people, again, this is not for you. I'm just saying I know my investors now. A lot of them are in the prime of their careers. They're salespeople. They're business owners. They're making lots of money. Cash flow is not on the top of their mind. Like, they're not thinking, oh, I need to go get cash flow. They're thinking, I want to protect my investment and I want to double my equity. So I made a shirt called Equity is the Future. And I'm going to go give this, incentivize people to come into my portal and into my ecosystem by giving them a shirt and just trying to get their attention. When everyone's talking about cash flow, I'm talking about equity. Because I know now what people are really looking for, because I've asked them this question. And so if you just know the answers to these questions, this will tremendously help you. So when everyone else is talking about cash flow, I'm going to come on and see them talk about equity. And I'm not saying cash flow is bad. Everyone likes distributions. But what's going to set my messaging apart that someone say, I want to go learn what Ellis is doing, right? So I hope that's helpful. Use this in your process. This will be part and is part of our onboarding process. Right now, we just use it on the back end. I'm figuring out ways to put this into our investor questionnaire so that I can learn this about my investors. Anyways, he's like, Ellis, I don't really want to go and be a social media influencer. But that's okay. But he still can answer these questions. And for the client, 50 to 100 people he has, if he got to know them really well and the answers to these questions, then he can go create specific content to then share and distribute with those 50 to 100 people. And the effectiveness that he's going to have for those 50 to 100 people is going to 10x, right? Because now he is addressing their exact problems instead of saying, hey, I do real estate, right? So Danny Bramer is a guy who's going to be, I love what he's going to do, kind of a lifestyle investor, works with physicians. Danny, you may not be the big social media influencer, but I think you could if you wanted to. Still getting these questions down pat is going to make you a lot more effective with the 50 to 100 physicians that are in your ecosystem already. And this is going to be also the copy for your website, for your content, for your lead magnets, right? So this is so key to dial in. All right. So here's what I want to do today. I want to show you kind of how I create content outside of this. This is number one, but then a couple strategies. We're going to go over Google Trends, keyword research, how then I go look at that on YouTube. And before we leave today, if you stay with me through the end of the day, I'm going to show you our exact process on Monday.com so that once I create one piece of content, my team, because let me ask you a question. If you're thinking this, like, how do I go get more flow? I don't really have time. Sam Sells. This dude's doing like multiple transactions a freaking month. He's got a team. He's looking at deals. He doesn't have no time to post on Instagram. Do you, Sam? He's like, I don't got time to go interact on Twitter. So can I help you figure out how to build a system and process around this so that you only spend a few hours a week doing this and yet 10x your reach? Would that be helpful? Can I show you our system and our process that we use here? I'll give you a little sneak peek so you know that I'm not freaking just totally BSing you today. This is it. I'll explain this in a minute. But this is it right here. This is our whole Monday.com. This is how we do everything. I'll walk you through this, but like our whole team's on here and everyone knows exactly what to post, when to post, where to post it. And this saves me, I don't even know, tens of hours. So I want to share that with you today. Cool. First one, Google Trends. Again, you just want to know what's trending, right? Like what's out there, what's happening. Because some of the things, there's difference between trending content and evergreen content. And one of the things to just like get eyeballs is to talk about things that are trending, right? So if you wanna just kind of capture people's attention because they're already looking at it, then creating content around things that are trending. So this is a great, tool to use to just find trends. So a trend right now could be NFTs. Anybody looking into NFTs, non-fungible tokens? So we'll see like how popular does Google Trends say are non-fungible tokens. So we can look here and see, past 90 days, the word non-fungible token, it's okay. I mean, it's whatever. What would be another trend that we could look up, because so the reason I looked at this because I was actually thinking about creating some content around real estate versus NFTs, and I wanted to see, is this something that a lot of people are searching that I could create content around and capture some attention, or is this just a small amount? So I actually did some research, and I don't think I'm gonna do it yet. But so non-fungible tokens, like what's another trend in our industry right now? Give me one. Blockchain. Yeah, so like this is kind of starting to grow, right? So this is nice. You go down to related queries. Blockchain poker. No idea what that is. Blockchain explained. So, okay. So here's a keyword. People are wanting to know, like, what is blockchain? Explain to me blockchain. Blockchain explained. Okay, blockchain definition. Most people just don't even know what blockchain is. It's a foreign concept. So this idea of blockchain explained, I wonder if we click on this and see what happens. So blockchain explained, you know, people are searching this. So this could be content for you. What is the blockchain? Why is blockchain going to impact your portfolio? You know, like this is stuff from a trend perspective that you could use from a keyword perspective. So this is something that we use just to see if what I'm thinking, like this weekend, I looked up NFTs and I'll show you the process that I do and just kind of figure it out. So one of the things, let's go Evergreen though. Okay, so this is a trend. This is a great tool to just find out trends because this is from Google. Google will tell you what's trending. So I mean, you know, you could trend like you do anything. You see, like, is Miley Cyrus trending right now? I don't know. Kind of. Something happened on July 23rd. You know, that Miley Cyrus did. That got her attention. So again, this is just waves. Trending, capture the attention one time. You know, this is just trending content. Evergreen content, those where I think most of you should be playing. Right? It's hard to just follow trends. So evergreen content is a great way to just, again, create videos, create content that people will want to watch over and over. Again, that you can send to people over and over. This might not be 10,000 views, but it's something that you can send out to people, you know, over and over. So for example, here's another tool. Okay, so this is, I hope you're writing this stuff down because this stuff I use a lot. And if you want to, let me just make sure this is really clear for those of you who are still a little skeptical. This is the stuff that you cannot outsource. Okay, let me say that again. This is the stuff you cannot outsource. Like if you want to increase your flow, you have to get good at figuring out what are your investors' problems, what are people searching for, and creating content and copy around that. This is not like, unless you want to spend a marketer, you know, pay someone $200,000, which is what a good marketer would cost you, that's the value of this job. So I think for some of you who are saying, I just don't want to do any of this and I want someone else to go do it, great, just be prepared to spend that. If you don't want to go spend the time, spend the money. Because this is $10,000 hour work right here to figure this stuff out, what people are actually searching. So I hope that makes sense. That's a great question, Courtney. I think you could go back and figure out some things that are trending. But you could play around with that Google Trends. I actually don't know the answer to that. So this is called, so this is my Google Ads account, okay? And if you don't have a Google Ads account, it's free to create. You just go to type in, search in Google Ads, and you create an account, okay? And then once you create an account in Google Ads, by the way, Google is the #1 search engine in the world, right? So they have all of the data available to you to figure out what people are searching. So I'm telling you, this is incredibly specific stuff here. So Google Trends, or I'm sorry, Google Ads, go create an account with your Gmail account. Once you create a Google Ads account, you'll go to Tools and Settings, okay, and go down here to Keyword Planner. And then you can get right here and go to Discover New Keywords, okay? So this is a great tool just to figure out what are people searching, what is competitive, what's the volume of people doing this. So one of the things that, like the example I want to use today is, you know, rental real estate depreciation. So if I typed in real estate depreciation, I'm thinking about creating a video around how does real estate depreciate. Okay, so I would type that in, get results. Okay, so let's look here. So average monthly searches, 1,000 to 10,000 real estate depreciation. What are some other keywords? Rental property depreciation. Commercial real estate. So these are low. These are not as competitive. But rental property. So instead of real estate depreciation, we could also use rental property depreciation. So I said, okay, that's interesting. Like, let me see what's really going on here. So if I want to create a video around depreciation and helping people understand how they can save money in taxes using depreciation. So, okay, I'll go to YouTube. So then my next step, this is my next step, because now we got to turn it into content. I'll go to YouTube. So YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world behind Google. And who owns YouTube? Google. So we're in the right places. So YouTube's number 2. So you have Google's number 1, and then YouTube is number 2 search engine on the planet. So then I'll come to YouTube and I'll type in rental property depreciation. And I just want to see who's creating what. Like what videos are people making around this topic that are already working. So for those of you who maybe don't find yourself to be a great video maker or content creator, let me give you a secret. Just copy that which works. Like, I don't really mean take their script and say it word for word, but the format, maybe the topic, just do what's already working. And so I'll go to YouTube here and say, okay, this guy has 79,000 views on a topic called what is rental property depreciation? 32,000 views on real estate depreciation explained. Should I depreciate my rental property? 6.7 thousand views. Now let me give you a tip here. So this has 6.7, this has 80,000 views. This guy I know, like I'll click on this video real quick. And he has 604,000 subscribers. So my point in showing you that is that may not be a great headline because he has 600,000 subscribers and only 70,000 people clicked on that. This girl has 7,000 followers and almost 7,000 views. So maybe that's a better topic. Should I depreciate my rental property? Here's a great one. Should rental property tax deductions? People want to know, what are my tax deductions? 256,000 views. So maybe instead of using depreciation, I might go a little bit broader and say tax deductions, because it seems like I can talk about depreciation in that. Maybe people, because here's the thing, and this is where I want to get really clear. Listen to this. Maybe I just made an insight there to my next video, because I'm thinking, oh, people want to learn about depreciation. Oh, why? Because I'm a real estate investor and I know depreciation is a big part of this game. But how many people really know what depreciation is? How many people are really asking themselves when they lay down in bed at night, how do I take advantage of depreciation? You see what I'm saying? What they're really laying in bed thinking tonight is, dang, honey, we're about to pay a crap ton in taxes. I wonder how real estate can help me reduce my taxes. Wonder what type of tax deductions I could get if we bought that duplex down the street. They're not thinking about depreciation. Maybe I'm just shooting from the hip here. Maybe they're already not. I'm just looking at the video. I'm looking at this is my process and saying, okay, maybe instead of creating a video around depreciation, I should talk about tax deductions. And then in the video of tax deductions, talk about how they can use depreciation off our commercial real estate buildings in order to lower their tax bill. Am I making sense? Like, what are your questions? Like, let me, are you getting this? The difference of, okay, I started with depreciation, but now I'm thinking maybe the better topic is tax deductions, not depreciation. Yeah. So this is called answerthepublic.com. Really great tool. And here's what's cool about it. You could type in here, so let's just stay with depreciation, okay? What is real estate depreciation? Click search. And it's going to give me all of the questions. I'll wait for it to load. It says 0 results. I don't believe it. Okay, here we go. So check this out. So this is like, you could go down a rabbit hole now because these are all the titles. These are specific titles for your videos. So I typed in what is real estate depreciation. And so this cool thing just shows you different ways you can word this. So the how is real estate depreciation calculated? That's a video. How is real estate depreciation recapture taxed? How to calculate property depreciation. Okay, what about can? Look at this one. Can real estate depreciation offset ordinary income? That's a great topic. That's a video or an article. Now, what I would do is I would take this and I would put it into YouTube. So let's take that one. Can real estate depreciation offset ordinary income? Real estate depreciation offset ordinary. Look, it pulls that up for me. So let's just see if this is getting eyeballs. Okay, so this guy literally, can I offset my income with bonus depreciation? He didn't really get any views. So this is, again, like, I love, like, this is so smart. Pay zero tax when selling real estate. So this guy literally just, can I offset my income with bonus depreciation? Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't think this guy's video worked, is because his keywords are at the end of the title. I think if he moved this around a little bit, because again, YouTube's searching for keywords. So potentially rephrasing this somewhere differently and actually putting depreciation in the front might help this guy instead of kind of asking it like this. But I just want to, like, I love this tool right here, Gary. So thanks for this, because these are great topics around real estate depreciation. And I highly recommend saving answerthepublic.com as you think about creating content. Okay? So really cool. This is really cool. Puts a different topics. Yeah, you didn't even think about it. Exactly. I mean, there's just so much that comes from this. And so I know we're going down this depreciation train, but, you know, a lot of you are in real estate syndication. I have no idea if people are, you know, are people really wanting to know what syndication is? This is a great place to go figure this out. What is this? Prepositions. So this is just a cool tool to look at. Again, I'm not saying you got to go spend a long time on this, but if you spend an hour on one topic 1 week, you could create a week's worth of content. So if you said, I want to explain depreciation, or I want to explain passive income, or I want to explain, you know, how apartment buildings, or whatever it is, guys, triple net leases, whatever you do, spend an hour a week just figuring out what people are searching for, what people are asking questions on. Again, number one, do it with your investor base, and then number two, go online and see what the broader audience is asking. This is the hack. Okay, this is how we figure out and get really good flow on this. And until you become an expert of this, the internet's a great way to back your claims. So after all of this, what I would do is not talk about depreciation. I would talk about tax deductions. My title of my video, now that I've kind of done some research, is I would probably say something about how to pay zero taxes this year through real estate. I would create, and I would test it, see how that does. I might create another video to say tax deductions in real estate this year. And I would talk about depreciation, of course. So it doesn't seem like depreciation is the word. It seems like there's a lot more happening on tax deductions, paying zero in taxes. Because going back to what do I fear, what is frustrating, people are not saying, oh man, I'm not getting enough depreciation on my real estate. Like, does that make sense? What people are saying, they're not saying I need more depreciation. They're saying I pay too stinking much to the government. You know, like here's another great trending topic. You know, if we went to Google Trends and go back to when Biden, you know, and he was coming into office, and this whole dilemma around him raising the tax brackets, right, where you're going to pay more in taxes. That's trending. you could create content around what happens if Biden increases your taxes, how real estate can save you money despite of Biden. Biden and taxes, I guarantee you, if you would have put those in a YouTube video, those two words, Biden and taxes, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, you would have gotten a lot more views. Okay, and maybe still today. Who knows? Yeah, Courtney says it's more relatable. Exactly, because that's what people are thinking. And so let me give you a great example of this. So on my channel here, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Ellis Hammond's YouTube channel, maybe consider doing it. I think I create some good content. And you just copy what I'm doing. It's fine. That's what I do. All right, so let me show you the other ways to do this. So one of the ways to do this, the other way to do this, if you don't, you sometimes you just want a quick win, is I'll just go on YouTube and I'll find out what is working. By the way, if you want to know what I'm watching stuff about Tesla, NFTs explained. Here's my morning stretch routine. That's why I love being live, man. Like you just can't hide anything. And I just love showing you guys everything about my life.
So this is the first property that we ever.
All right, so for those of you who, again, kind of micro content, one of the things I did, again, this is not getting a ton of views, but I created a playlist called Real Estate Syndication Series. And these are just questions I get a lot from my investors. And so I created a series of short videos for them. And I'm going to say I use this on my investor calls a ton. So I don't promote this a lot. It's not like, this is not like this video right here, for example, passive investing in real estate has 12 views. This video has 58 views. But my point is that I send this playlist to a lot of my investors. And so I think a lot of you could do something really similar, is creating a playlist specifically catered to the questions your investors have, that you could just continue to share after you get off calls. Hey, John, it was great to meet you. Listen, I know we didn't have time to talk about everything, but hey, I got a series for you that I want you to go through, will help you. Because it's another way for them to spend more time with me outside of our phone call. And it doesn't take more of my time. Does that make sense? So that it's a way to continue to create that cycle. Remember, it's not linear. It's a cycle for them to spend more time with me, to opt in, to say yes, for me to retain them without me having to do more work because I've already done it once. And so creating playlists like this could be really, really key. So that's something you guys all might consider doing, is just figuring out the top 5 or 6 questions that your investors ask and creating some short videos to help answer them. So here's the questions: syndication crash course, how risky, how can depreciation in real estate make you money, how to avoid paying taxes when we sell, is this right for me, real estate syndication, right? So this is the playlist I created. But I want to show you one other thing. So one of the things that I like to do is just figuring out, okay, who are the influencers in my real estate market? This is just kind of a shortcut too, and what are they creating? So the reason I click on Grant Cardone stuff so much and why he's top up here with me is because I like to see what Grant Cardone is creating. Why? Because he's the best at doing what I'm teaching you right now. So he gets eyeballs, he gets flow. And so here's what you can do. You can go to someone's page like Grant Cardone's, and you can search by videos, okay? And then you can sort by most popular. And then I can just look and see what people are looking for. What has worked on his stuff. And so this is, again, $10,000 an hour type job role right here. Go do some research on YouTube, podcast. I don't know, like you just go find the top influencers on these spaces. I mean, I think we could all start with YouTube and just figure out like what's working for people. So Grant Cardone does a lot of stuff outside of real estate. So not all of this stuff is going to be relevant to me, but maybe it is. The relationship between time and money, it's got 1.2 million views. Success tips that made me a millionaire. 1.9 million views. Crazy. Pablo's Escobar's biggest problem. Insane. He's got 6.1 million views talking about Pablo Escobar. Love it. So here's another guy that I follow. He's really starting to grow. Ryan Pineda. He creates some good stuff. So then I'll go to Ryan's channel. 138,000 subscribers. I'll go to videos. And then I'll sort by popular videos. And just see what's working. So, you know, he bought a 10 unit. This was a walkthrough of one of his buildings. And this actually inspired me to do a walkthrough of one of our buildings, which is one of our best videos so far. So we actually took that. So how do these flip houses for massive profits? California's debt. By the way, this was a trending topic. You live in California. If you remember, everyone was freaking leaving. Everyone was talking about, oh, no one's going to live in California anymore because of the taxes. And so this was a trending video, a trending topic that I know he blew up because of that. So 8 months ago, yep, that was about when everything was going down. So that was a trending topic that he took advantage of. My first house flip, we made so many mistakes. So maybe some of you talk about your mistakes in flipping houses or real estate investing. People want to know about your mistakes. So that might be a good idea. The other guy I really like sometimes because I feel like he is a real estate entrepreneur. Tax. I'm just showing you folks that like this is how I get ideas. Carlton Dennis videos. So he's a tax strategist. So Danny, you know, like figuring out. I mean, this would be good for you too to look at this guy. So I mean, you look at some of his stuff. Avoid these mistakes before starting an LLC. So he's using, and I'm telling you, I know he's getting clients from this because he's creating very specific content that's answering the questions of his clients. So avoid these mistakes before starting an LLC. 109,000 views. Okay. Let's scroll down. How to write off your car under your business. 34,000 views. How to pay yourself as an LLC. Almost 1 million views. And so again, like he's just answering the questions for his folks, but this is also helpful to see because guess who I serve? I serve business owners. I serve people who have LLCs, right? Because people who own LLCs are typically most of my investors. So the reason I follow this guy and probably want to collaborate with this guy is because a lot of people watching this video right here would be my investors. The other thing I could do, I can literally run an ad, a targeted ad on this one video. So people who are looking at this, I could run an ad on this one video, which we won't get into today. And I don't do that right now, but you could. So that's what I do. And then what I'll do is I'll figure out, okay, what are my videos for this week? What videos am I going to record and create for my YouTube channel? And I like YouTube. I think if you're going to start creating content, I like YouTube. It's the second biggest search engine. It's you can do both video and audio. It's searchable, meaning like it's evergreen. You know, it's always going to be there, and I think it's only going to increase in the future. So this mastermind is called the Real Estate what? CEO Mastermind. So what you should not do as a real estate CEO, Danny, is edit your small clip videos. Okay? What you should do is be the expert on what your people want and how to solve their problems. What you should not do is figuring out and dealing with software to help you out of these videos. You are a CEO running a multi-million-dollar company, and you don't have time to edit videos. That's a $12 an hour task. How do I know that's a $12 an hour task? because that's how much I pay my video editor, $12. So if I can pay someone $12 to do a better job than I would do at editing my videos, why would I spend my time editing videos? Got to think like a CEO. So this is what we do. I'm going to show you my exact process. This is the good stuff that I was telling you I'm going to say, always say. So this is our social media posting plan. So Danny, when you ask me what is the best software, the answer is I don't know. Even though I create a ton of short videos, I have no idea because I hired someone and he never told me. And so he's totally responsible for doing all of it. And so, and just so you know, I don't want to, actually, let me do this real quick. So, let's hang it up. So my best YouTube video right now has about 200 views. We took a bunch of our content and started making short form clips. In my reels right now I posted this morning, by the way. I posted this before this call. I have 2,018 views. I literally posted this an hour ago. 2018, 2260, 1600. Short. Look, let's play it. This is all that it is. Here it is.
3, you got to know your numbers. Real estate comes down to numbers, cash flow, debt. Study the numbers, know the numbers. And if you're not good at numbers, then bring on a partner. Find someone who is really good at analyzing spreadsheets and numbers and really be able to put those things together.
All right, so, super clean, super simple. I have no idea how I did that, Danny. Here's what I did. I know the questions people are asking. I set up my iPhone one day for about 2 hours on my iPhone like this with a stand, and I just talked. And I just answered the questions I know my people are asking. And then I uploaded all those files to a Dropbox folder. I'm going to show you this process right now. Carlos, conversions are next week. This is all about flow. Okay? And then I posted that on a Dropbox folder. And this is what we do. So he takes this, and this is our whole thing. So I'll come in here and I'll say, okay, what am I wanting to create? So here are my pre-film ideas. All right? Here are my pre-film ideas, long-form YouTube videos. And so these are pre-film, and then I'll upload them and say, okay, they're raw upload, and I'll tag it, right? So it's raw upload, it's uploaded. And then what he does, his responsibility is to go edit it. And here's the cool thing about money.com, which is why I love this software. This is the only software I know of, Danny, that I actually interact with. I'll come in here and I can drop the link to our Dropbox folder right here. So all he's got to do is click this link and it takes him right to the video. Okay, and same thing. I can use Dropbox to edit the video. This is something I'm creating right now. And so we can both interact right here in Dropbox. I'll give him my thoughts. He gives me his thoughts. And so that's how we use Monday.com. And then we just go through this process. So after he does it, he'll say first draft complete. It's my chance to review it. And I'll say, okay, it's reviewed. I'll click final. Once it gets to final draft complete, so as soon as it turns green, and I have a post date here, my assistant, Cheryl, knows to go post this on YouTube. And I can put in the captions, the tags, right? So I'll write the captions so that my team knows what to say. But I do this for every platform. I do this for Instagram, right? And so we have a flow. Now I'll go in here and write the captions because I want to control the copy. There's some tools that you can figure out the best tags to use on Instagram. I didn't create all of these. I just looked up best tags for real estate. And we just follow this flow. It's so simple. Again, same thing. So right now we have, these things are ready to go. They have a post date, September 1st, September 2nd, September 3rd. The final video is right here. And so my assistant will go grab this video, upload it to Instagram, put in the caption, put in the tags, and be done. Same thing with TikTok, right? So, and again, this is the same video. Not like I'm creating a bunch of different stuff. We took one video. My video editor formats it for Instagram and for Reels. Reels and TikTok is kind of the same format. It's like long, where Instagram is just like a square. So he knows that he needs to create two versions. And so he posts the link and we just work from it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really do any of this. Like on Mondays, I'll come in here and I'll review stuff. I'll set the post date. I'll write the captions. And that's it. And this, I'm going to get it. So just so I can be clear with you guys, this is very new. This was in the last 30 days we started implementing this, because I knew I wanted to get really serious about social media and do a lot more. Because to Courtney's point, I saw how much people were taking off on these short videos. I'm like, I want to get serious. I want to be doing more. I want to post a video every single day. And I thought about it. I'm like, I don't have time. Like, if I don't start to think about building a system and a process around this, I'm going to get crushed. And so I'm not a great systems process guy. So I called Pete. Pete helped me build this. Pete's our my right-hand guy with Kingdom REI. He's a professional at Monday.com. By the way, if you're part of our mastermind and you want help with this or you want to copy this, we'll send it to you. Okay? You don't have to go recreate this. Danny will send you this template, my man. Okay? So for those of you who are in our group and you're watching this, you want this, it's yours, right? So just reach out. We'll give you this template. But you need Monday.com, which you'll have to pay for. And then we can send you the template. So we'll send this to you. For those of you who are not in our mastermind, well, you could join. Or just, it's not hard, right? Like you could hire someone on Upwork who is a professional at Monday.com to help you put together this. So I wouldn't even say, if you see what I'm built here, let me show you one more time. You're like, I want this for anything, for your due diligence in real estate, for your content creation, and you don't understand Monday.com, or you're not a systems process person, go to Upwork.com, find someone who has a lot of hours creating Monday.com systems, and send them this recording and say, I want this. Go build this for me. Let me know when it's finished. And spend $50 to go get this built for you. That is what a CEO does. Okay? So cast the vision, give them what they need, and hire great people to go do this. Same thing with the video editor. Show them what you want. The way we hired our video editor, I showed him the clips. I said, listen, can you do this? He said yes. Actually, 4 people said yes. I said, prove it. I'm not paying you $1 until you send me a clip back. 1 guy sent me, 3 guys sent me a clip back. I reviewed all of them and said, this guy's the best. And I hired him. And that's how we found him. And I have no idea how he creates this stuff. He's just good. And I pay him $12 an hour. And I keep him really busy. And so this is our whole plan of just, again, if you don't use this software, I highly recommend it. Slack is just a messaging platform where Monday.com is like a task organizer. So it organizes our flow of any of our processes. So Eric, you could put your due diligence process in Monday.com and kind of work through it, right? And so let's say you have to get something ready for your loan docs. You can recreate that for every single deal. And then you can tag, or you can put people responsible for those roles, so that once you complete something, it notifies the next guy, right? And so it's just a task organizer to help you systematically run through your stuff. We do it for everything. So Carlos asks, Ellis, would you say that LinkedIn is the most powerful social media outlet for pursuing the demographic? No. It's great, Carlos. I like LinkedIn, but here's what I like about LinkedIn, Carlos, is Sales Navigator. You can really target people on LinkedIn. And don't get me wrong, like I've built a lot of my database on LinkedIn early on. Yes, I know it's not the best. I think YouTube's the best. I think Instagram right now is the best. I think TikTok is the best. Why? Because if you can get good at creating short videos that people want to watch, you can get 2,000 views in an hour. That video I showed you, I posted that at 9 a.m. this morning. LinkedIn's just not giving me that right now. So I want to be on the things that Instagram, TikTok are promoting. They're saying, oh, this is good content. Let's promote this guy's stuff. Let's get eyeballs. They're helping me. I'm partnering with them because I'm giving them what they want. They're trying to promote Reels because they're trying to compete with TikTok. And so let's give them more of what they want. And here's the thing. If I could post the same videos to LinkedIn and it works, maybe I'll do that. We haven't tested that yet, actually. So maybe we'll take the same stuff and create it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, though, man, is like I find it to be a networking platform where I really use LinkedIn as a way to connect with like other joint venture partners and people in the game. And then I kind of get investors occasionally from LinkedIn. So I don't know if it's the best. But you can't be on one. That's my point. You can't be on one. You can't rely on LinkedIn. You can't rely on Instagram. You can't rely on TikTok. You have to be everywhere. And the best way to be everywhere is to build a team to do this for you. So you create one piece and then you have a team that can help you put this everywhere. So what I showed you today is how to create one long form piece of content around, let's call it tax deductions. And then let me show you one more thing. So wait, before you leave, let me show you this real quick. So this is how my video editor knows what then to go chop up. Check this out. This is so cool. Hold on. So again, we'll create small stuff, right? Like that video I showed you on Reels was like one little small video that he did because I knew it would work. But let me show you a proven way to know exactly what people want. I mean, this is going to blow your mind. Hold on. All right, so check this out. So if you go to YouTube.
So this is the first property that we ever purchased. I want to tell you how we went from 2 units.
All right, so go to YouTube. So let's go to one of these videos here that is working. So let me go to my videos. So like, let's look at something that's got some actual views. So this, where do billionaires keep their money? 60 views. Okay, that's probably enough. So let's click on this video. Pause it so it doesn't play. And you go down here to analytics. Okay, so click on analytics. So then this is what my editor can do. So I'll say, hey, I've created a video, or I'll pick the video and I'll say, and I've already taught him how to do this. So he'll go in here to Google Analytics or Video Analytics. We'll go to, so if you click up here, you see this. Like YouTube does all of this for you. This is what's so powerful about YouTube. And you scroll down here, it'll show me how many people are watching it. And so this is something to really look at. Key moments for audience retention. And what I can do, I mean, this video did pretty well, like in the sense that there weren't like big dips. Like a lot of people watch this all the way through. But what's cool about this is I can look, okay, like, okay, most people stayed on, like this was a highlight, whatever this was, or whatever this was, people wanted to watch this area. So I'll click right here and just
trash, get rid of it, figure out what to do with it. Literally, you should be looking at a financial statement once a month, at least once a month, if not once a week, if not every day, and saying, where are we at? How much cash do we have? How do I allocate this into assets to start building more? Well,
boom. So that was it. And here's why that spiked, because I guarantee you people watched that and then they rewinded it. They rewinded it and watched it again. So more people were watching this little segment right here. So that was from 527 to 610. So that's what, a 45-second clip? Perfect for Instagram. So then what my video editor will do, he'll take this video, he'll take that 45 seconds and turn it into a TikTok, turn it into an IG reel. Post on LinkedIn if you want to post on LinkedIn. So this is a proven way to find out exactly what in your content is working and to go put it on other stuff. So once you start, this is why I love YouTube. So say start on YouTube, because it's hard to get this information on podcast. But if you're on YouTube, Google is giving you so much analytics to help you create better content. So he knows to go in here and click this video and go grab this section of the video and then make a short video. How much time did I spend doing that? I just recorded the video and put it on Dropbox. So let's go to videos. So this is our podcast. This is our webinar, right? We post pretty much everything here. Let's go through one that's actually got some good views. So see if we can get some data, because like 5 views won't be enough for data. So let's go to this one. Thank God for Bitcoin. This has 55 views on YouTube, which is not a lot. That's why we don't like, I don't think a podcast is great for YouTube. But we post it on YouTube because it's there. I mean, we get several hundred on our podcast, but we only get, less than 100 here. So, but it's still there. So, oh shoot, I have to switch accounts to see my analytics. Give me a sec. Hey, this is all bonus. I really hope you enjoyed this mastermind. Next week, we're talking about conversion. And so now that we have eyeballs, we're gonna walk through like our flow, our script for the call, what we do pre-call, what I do post-call, to again just keep people engaged with me. Like I don't want them to forget about me. I don't want them, like I want to wow them in the beginning and the end. And so this is why we do so much on the front and the back end, and we're going to implement some more things that we'll talk about next week as well. So next week is conversion, so don't miss that. And Dan's also going to be talking about conversion at the workshop too. All right, so we're answering the question, like, what about podcasts? Because I know a lot of you or a lot of people in the industry has done like real estate podcast. Like Joe Fairless kind of was the start of that. And again, I think podcasts are great, but let's do both. Let's do both. We have both. Doesn't take you more work. Do both. So here's a great continuous segments. So this was a continuous segment that essentially Andy or whoever's asking about podcast, we could take this continuous segment right here and put it on. We could make a shorter YouTube video, because here's the thing: most people aren't watching 58 minutes on YouTube. So what we could do is take this small clip from the podcast recording, and we could make another YouTube video that is essentially 29:44 to 41. It's a little bit long. So maybe there's multiple videos in that, but maybe not. Maybe we use the whole thing and use this as a separate video. So this just allows us to get analytical. The thing that I have for podcasting, I just upgraded to this because we're started running ads for our podcast show to just get some more eyeballs on our show. So I wanted to see what our analytics are. By the way, we're almost at 50,000 downloads. How cool is that? That will happen probably by next Wednesday. So I'm really, really excited. It's been a long time coming. I've been doing this podcast show since 2 Novembers ago, before I was even a full-time investor. We're almost at 50,000 downloads. So big win for us. Almost 1,000 downloads this last week. So that's cool. Anybody else think that's cool? I think it's pretty fun. Again, sure, people have a lot more than that, but it's a win for me. Celebrate those things. All right, so this is cool. So web players. What's today? Tuesday? It's a lot of downloads for Tuesday. Maybe my ads are working. I don't know. Okay, so this is cool. So that I can see, for example, so this is my data. I can pick an episode. So Andy, is Andy still here? I want to do something specific for him since he asked the question. Andy, are you still here? I want to show you something. Yes, okay, Andy's still here. So here, I want to bring you up because I don't know if you know this. I'll let you talk if you want to talk to me. Hey, Andy.
What's up, partner?
All right, dude. So I don't know if you know this, but you're one of our top episodes for our podcast show. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you sound so surprised, man. I get it. I understand, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, duh. Of course I am. So we're running ads on your show right now,
Awesome.
and so I can kind of tell like what people are doing. So, for example, over the last this is all time. So over the last we've been running ads. Let's just call it like the last month. So this is really so not a lot of people have been clicking on from ads. You're actually our worst performing ad, though. I hate to tell you that. Um, we're doing better on other ads, but your episode's great though. So, but here's what's cool is like I can see retention. So I could actually get the same data from the podcast show and see what's working here, right? So why did a lot of people drop off right here? Was it something we said? Did they like skip to the intro? I don't know, but they watched it and then they dropped and then they came back. This is probably like they skipped the intro. So this is data that we can use. What I've also realized from this data now that I've done it is that I can also see my retention and realize that most people are only watching about, let's go all time on this. What I've realized, and this might change the way we do shows, is that most people are only watching about 19 minutes. This is even shorter, about 10 to 20 minutes of our podcast show on average.
Interesting.
And so, we do 45 to 60-minute shows, which I like doing because it allows me to get to know the guest. But my listeners, on average, only listen to about 20 minutes. By the way, is there anybody here listening to my podcast show that listens all the way through? Is there anyone here still that listens all the way through to my show? Most people don't. And so that was I didn't have this data at first. And what's also interesting about that too is we run like, we promote our mastermind on our podcast show, Andy. And so let's say we put that ad 30 minutes into the interview, no one's even hearing the promotion. So
yeah.
that helps us realize like we need to have it in the first 10 minutes or people don't hear it.
And probably, the way that you kind of structure the show, the more kind of powerful points at the beginning.
At the beginning, exactly. Yep. Todd says I listen front to back. And so, yeah, I mean, Todd, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying people don't. I mean, clearly there's a percentage of people that do listen, but it's much, much smaller all the way through. But the other thought to that is that the people who listen all the way through are guys like you, Todd, who realize, who are all the way, and this is something to consider. I mean, Todd, the reason you're so in is also why you're part of the mastermind. You believe in what we're building and our message, and so you're also part of our community. So there is something to, those who are listening longer. I wish I could capture who that was because that makes me realize those are people that are more likely to want to do life with us. So there's kind of a give and take. Do we do more to cater to the people who will probably never do business with us? Or do we do more content for guys like you, Todd, who are bought in, and who are all in on what we're doing together? So something for that to consider. I don't know yet. So, anyways, this is some analytics for you, Andy. If cool. From that, so it's cool. It's nice to have this kind of stuff though because it's shaping. I mean, think about how much time I spend creating content. It's freaking. I spend a lot. And so now that I'm kind of learning how to read data and trends, it can shape and hopefully save me some time on the type of stuff we create. And so having data behind your content is really, really key. Yeah, Jimmy's songs, Dan Hanford's. Yeah, those are all great. Let's see. Let's look at Jimmy's song. No, let's look at Dan Hanford. Since we're promoting Dan Hanford, let's see. Dan Hanford. Let's see what his did all time. Yeah. So this is because this was a long time ago. See, I don't think this is correct because we got a lot more than 30 on that podcast show. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Average playback 14 minutes. A lot of people stayed within the first 12, 15 minutes and then started to drop off. So anyways, just cool data to see and look at. All right. For those of you who aren't kind of data nerds, you're probably like, all right, you lost me, Ellis. So this is.
Well, I'm actually curious. It just does bring up a point, though. Like, you had Dan on, obviously, when you didn't have as many listeners, right? So I'm wondering if you can kind of repurpose like parts of that, later on in some shows and segments or something like that might actually get a bump.
Yeah, or maybe we could run ads again to it now, right? Which the same way we're doing with yours and a couple other people's. We might try that if people really like it. So it's good to know, Todd, that you like that one. You like Jimmy's, because maybe we'll run ads to that. But yeah, that was just so long ago. Like, I don't even know if the things I said were still relevant. Well, everyone, much love. You're one connection away. I really do mean that. Like, I hope this mastermind and learning and meeting me and meeting someone in here gives you a chance to do that. And everything we do is to really, really help you find a connection, a key connection to help you grow, scale your impact, your business, do more in your community for your family. And so I hope today was helpful for that. And go get your message out there. You're solving people's problems. The reason that you would create stuff like this is because you have something that can help somebody else, and so don't hide behind that. Get that out there. Hopefully today was a way to help you do that. And blessings, everyone. We'll see you next week. We're talking about conversion. Okay? Ciao.